Right homeowners policy protection means you're staying on top of your most valuable possession, your home. For information on finding an agent, log on to southernoak.com.
Our family protecting yours, Southern Oak Insurance.
This is Jason March from March Motors. How would you like to cruise the beach in a beautiful new truck? Well, we've got big trucks with 35-inch tires.
And I'm Peppermint Patty. We have 4-door trucks that you can fit the family in and stay all day. 2-wheel drive, 4-wheel drive, trucks under $20,000. You want them, we got them.
Check us out on Atlantic Boulevard or log on to marchmotors.com to start shopping right away.
Because at March Motors, remember, good credit, bad credit, we don't care.
But we do care about you.
The flagship station of the Jacksonville Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
This is your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update. I'm Andrew Gibson for 1010XL. This update brought to you by MyBookie. Jaguars defensive coordinator Todd Wash met the media earlier today and was asked about what stands out about Jaguars rookie defensive end Josh Allen.
A lot of it is just his athletic ability. We talked that, he really hasn't scratched the surface yet. His big thing is, hey, he wants to have consistency. I was in the D-line room yesterday, and he came out with a couple questions, and I was like, who's this kid? So he's really trying to make sure he learns the details, but just the physical ability, him coming out of Kentucky, has allowed him to be successful. He's a big, strong kid that can run, and he understands leverage and angles as a pass rusher, and you've seen that success early on.
7 sacks in Josh Allen's rookie season so far for the Jags. 59 degrees at 3:01. Your time and temperature brought to you by Bueller Air Conditioning. Stay cooler with Bueller.
This 1010XL 92.5 FM hour is powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 904-600-4000. That's 904-600-4000.
Hot day and it's a long way back to my home. Turn the radio on, I'm hearing my friend Lizzie pretend that their voice counts, but nothing amounts to anything until I hear it from you.
Frank, Hayes, Lauren, and Gibby, The Frangie Show starts now on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Hey, thanks for stopping by. Glad you're along for the ride. On a Thursday with Hayes Carline, Lauren Brooks, and Andrew Gibson. I'm Frank Frangie. The weekend is almost upon us. Got football tonight. Dreary. It feels like football weather out there.
Big game tonight.
Big game tonight in the American Football Conference.
Go
There's
Browns.
a new mustache in town.
What's that?
There's a new mustache in town.
Right, they need the Browns to win tonight. And
that always seems to go well.
Yeah.
When you need Cleveland to do something for you.
One thing I'm going to get to about that game is Freddie Kitchens apparently is on the hottest of hot seats.
He should be. He's terrible.
Yeah, and I agree. But I want to get not at this moment, but in this program today. What is there ever any more too early to fire a coach?
Not in the NFL.
Not
Yeah,
okay.
I think not
it's probably
in professional
different.
sports.
It's probably different, isn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Because NFL, they're building a culture and things like that, but you're going to immediately step into some talent, and particularly Cleveland with what they, not only had already, but then what they went out and added. They should be. 3-6. Give me a break.
Yeah. So we'll talk about that. We'll talk. Man, you guys got to talk me down a little bit because I've had some negative feelings before this week. You got to calm me down. Yeah, good call. Well, you know what? Well said. I've had some negative feelings, not negative feelings, but pessimistic feelings throughout this season, through much of this season, about how a Jaguars game was going to go. I just couldn't get there on a lot of these games.
They have lost 5 times, so those were correct feelings.
Yeah, I guess you're right. I'm positive about this weekend. I have a good feeling. I'm picking the Jags. I don't have to. I don't need to wait till picks tomorrow. I don't have to. I'm not going. I've gone back and forth on some other stuff. Am I?
You want me to talk you off your optimism?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, good point. Well said. Let me rework the way I said that. I want you to tell me if I've lost my mind.
I got you.
How about that? Have I lost my mind?
I don't think so.
I'm really excited. I think they're going to go up there, and then they're going to win, and they're going to come back on a happy charter. That's what I think.
It's a momentum league. The Colts have no momentum. The Jaguars, I will grant you, the last time they played awful. But I think they found some momentum because they did have the bye week. Nick Foles is back. And so
They're healthy.
they're the healthiest that they've been. Great point. So I think when you look at it, even though on paper it would look like the Jaguars don't have momentum, it kind of feels like they do. And they always play even when the Jaguars were awful, they've always played the Colts pretty well for whatever reason. The Colts are just more of I know they've changed that and Ballard's done a nice job building up the trenches. It still feels like it's kind of a finesse team. So I'm with you. I think the Jaguars are going to go to Indy and get a win.
Are you confident over there, Brooks, in your Jaguar shirt?
I am.
Have you gone Jaguar dress followed by Jaguar skirt back to back?
Yes.
Okay, good. Go ahead.
It was the bye week last week, so I didn't have to wear any Jaguar
Like it.
stuff.
Got it.
So I could, use it all this week. I'm 80% confident. That's what I would say. 80%. I feel the Jaguars are going to win. The Colts have given up 10 sacks over the past 3 weeks. I think the Jaguars get between 5 and 10 sacks.
And the NFL's weird. Anybody can win the NFL.
The Dolphins just beat the Colts for crying out
and
loud.
a 1-7 team beat a 7-1 team. Anything can happen in the NFL, so I get that. But we'll address that.
Are you hungry?
We'll address that in a minute. Yeah.
Are you hungry?
Yes, I am, as a matter of fact. But that's for the next segment, and I can't wait. The loser Monday became loser Thursday. But so anything can happen in the NFL. I get it. So a ball goes off a guy's hands, it gets picked off, a guy's a pick six. But I sure feel good about in a season where I couldn't get my head around feeling good. It started with the Chiefs, and I knew they had the better team. Then Foles got hurt. So then I had some pessimism after that. And then even though Minshew was playing well, the Ramsey stuff happened, right? And then the Ramsey stuff lingered. And then the Minshew mania was great, but then people started figuring him out a little bit, and defenses got a little more. And I never could get to a point with the Jags where I felt like, all right, I can't wait for that. I'm ready now. I think they're ready now. It's all, I think guys are healthy. Darius isn't healthy, but for the most part, they're healthy, right?
Yeah, Sunday at 1 o'clock cannot come fast enough for me.
Yeah, I just have that feeling that this is the way you wanted it to feel when the season began, and then everything kind of got messed up, and it might have happened too late. Because now they could have a really good 5-2 run, finish 9-7, and not get to the tournament. You know what I've said? I'll stand by this. I think it's going to take 10 wins to get there. I believe there's too many teams in there that can get to 10 that I don't think two are going to. Last year, the two wildcard teams in the AFC had 12 wins and 10 wins respectively. The year before that, they both had 9. The year before that, it was 12 and 10. So I think it's going to take 10. You don't think so? You think 9 gets you there?
Well, I think
right
9 can get you if right, exactly. If it's the right 5-2. The 5 can't be beating Tampa Bay and Atlanta and losing to
you make a good point.
The Raiders and the Chargers, and then you're behind on the tiebreaker. And
you made a good point, Hayes. I keep saying it doesn't matter who they're against because I think you got to get to 10. But your point is if it's the right 5, you're knocking off some of those teams that are also trying to get to 10. Yeah, it's a good point.
You're gaining a game and a half.
Yeah.
Like, and again, you play the Colts twice, you play the Titans again. Those are teams that are right in it. So, again, I think if it's the right – they could lose to Tampa and Atlanta, and I think if they won the other 5, they'd be in at 9-7.
I just sure hope we're still having this conversation on Monday afternoon because if the Jaguars lose to the Colts on Sunday, I'm not sure we are even discussing what it's going to take.
That'd be a tough loss. You're right. You're right. We'd be discussing it, but 4-6 is the long way back.
You got to win out.
Yeah.
Which a 4-6 team is not going to do.
Correct. You'd have to win out, and you're going to Nashville without a lot of confidence. The way things have gone in that city for this team, you don't want to go up there without momentum. So that's how important this game is. It's not just one more win. It's not just keeping you at 5 losses, but then you go to Tennessee without momentum. That's the last thing you need to do. So we'll talk about that.
Colts are, as Hayes said on Monday, 0-7 without T.Y. Hilton. Didn't practice at all yesterday with that calf.
I don't think they're going to have him.
Yeah, I don't either.
Yeah, so.
And I do think, even though he's a drop-back passer, not an RPO guy, he's not a runner, he's a passer, but I do think a limited Jacoby Brissett matters more than a totally free and healthy Jacoby Brissett. And again, Jacoby's not this isn't a running quarterback, but still, he's pretty active in the pocket. Again, the play he made against, I guess it was the Broncos out of the end zone, was one of the best plays of the year I saw a quarterback make. So we'll talk about that. That comes up today on the program. We'll talk all about football. The Gators back on the basketball court tonight to see if that game, as Chris Harry wrote, can't come fast enough.
Frauds.
I like your position on that.
So you won't watch tonight?
No.
Okay.
You know what?
I have the game recorded because I'm going to a concert, but I can't wait to watch it.
I can't wait to watch it either.
I'm done with
I can't. But you know what? There's a part of me that respects that out of Hayes Carline from the Bowl
Absolutely.
School. I kind of respect that. You got to win you back, don't they?
They do.
They hyped you up. The problem is they got you excited.
Yeah.
Shame on them.
Now,
They
if it-
teased you a bit.
If
That's
it was a
right.
better team than Towson, would they have you or no?
No, I don't care.
Okay.
Yeah. Somehow I think if Cal brought in the Cats, he'd watch. But I get it. But stay your position
I'll
on
get
this.
there. I'll
Okay.
forgive them.
Right.
But I'm not there yet. I'm still bitterly angry.
All right, we got a lot to talk about. Jimmy Himes stops by at 5:30 to talk SEC football. Our friend Ian Shields, the JU football coach, who we love having stop by. Ian's such a good guy. He'll be by here. We got an Old Rock Thursday. We also have a Loser Monday / Thursday. We're going to eat. We're eating good in the neighborhoods. What's happening here today?
You know, that's
Okay.
the only good part about losing is we get an extra meal out of it.
That is
Or I
true.
get an extra meal out of it.
We'll kick it off. We'll do a lot of that after this on 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
The Frangie Show, live from the law offices of Brett Hastings Studio on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Get more play-by-play on 1010XL. Navy football. This week, the Midshipman Battle, Notre Dame. Saturday at 2:30. Brought to you by Honeydew Service and Scrubbles Express Car Wash at the Town Center on 1010XL AM.
Hey, if you want to have a great night out, you want to head to Alhambra. Man, oh man, this is a great time to get there. They have got so much fun stuff going on. I mean, really, really fun stuff. Jekyll and Hyde, the musical is going on right now. You know the story of Jekyll and Hyde. Two men, a doctor, passionate romantic, the other a terrifying madman, and two women as well. One trusting, the other not so much. Well, it's a great story, and it is a great musical, and you will have an absolute blast at Alhambra. What else do you get? How about a 3-course meal? Man, it is so good. If you haven't been to Alhambra lately, you got to try it out. 641-1212, that's the number to call. Or log on to the website. It's alhambrajacks.com. An awful lot of fun and a great play and great food. Easy to get to. Plenty of parking. Free on-site parking. And it's on Beach Boulevard just off of I-295. You want a great night? Go see Jekyll and Hyde the musical at Alhambra. 641-1212. Or log on today to alhambrajacks.com.
How much is hard water costing you? If you live in the Jacksonville area, you probably have hard water and it's likely doing damage around your home. If that's the case, you need to call me. I'm MJ Easterling, president of Florida Pump Service. A water softener can help save you money and even time spent on cleaning. Call Florida Pump Service today for a free, no-hassle water test at 269-0202 or visit floridapumpservice.com. Florida Pump Service. We make water happen.
How tough is the new 2019 Crewmax Toyota truck? Well, it's tough enough for Ernie Palmer Toyota and 1010XL to give one away this fall. Fact is, Ernie Palmer Toyota now has your toughest and coolest Tundras, Tacomas, Highlanders, and Sequoias just sitting around waiting for you to drive. So visit Ernie Palmer Toyota today and keep an eye out for the Ernie Palmer Weekly Pick'em Contest this football season on 1010XL.com, where you'll have a chance to win a Crewmax Toyota Tundra, only from Ernie Palmer Toyota.
I'm a lemon pepper guy.
I'm a lemon pepper guy.
I'm a lemon pepper gal.
You know who it is, and I'm a lemon pepper guy. Leon Cersei here for Wingstop. Come on, man. It's football season, and these guys have the best wings in town. Use the app and have it delivered right to your home or business. 5 locations, open until midnight, all season long, serving up lemon pepper or any of your favorite mouth-watering flavors. Wingstop.com.
Can't stop. Wingstop.
Get inside the Gators with the Florida Gator Report with Lauren Brooks.
Go, Gators!
Brought to you by Darley's Plumbing, where quality counts.
A big win for the Florida Gators.
Get your Gators on 1010XL.
I'm Clayton Bromberg, the president of Underwoods. Did you know that only 1% of all the diamonds in the world qualify to be a Forevermark diamond? They're the world's most carefully selected diamond and the world's most responsibly sourced diamond. These diamonds benefit the communities they're sourced from. That's why these diamonds carry an invisible Forevermark icon on their table. Most people don't know that Forevermark diamonds are individually cared for from the mine all the way to her finger. And that's where Underwoods fits in. Not everybody can carry Forevermark diamonds. And in fact, all of the companies in the Forevermark network that handle the diamond between the mine and her finger are vetted and carefully selected for their honesty and integrity to also carry that Forevermark icon. Underwoods is proud to be a part of the Forevermark network. And in fact, We were one of the first 5 in the United States invited to join. So come by and see our selection of Forevermark diamonds at Underwood's.
Underwood Jewelers in San Marco, in Avondale, and at the shops of Ponte Vedra.
The Truck Accident Law Firm is a national truck crash law firm based right here in Jacksonville, focused on making First Coast roads safer through zealous advocacy for families of those injured or killed by unsafe trucking. The Truck Accident Law Firm focuses exclusively on tractor trailer, bus, and commercial vehicle crashes. If someone you know is involved in a serious crash with a tractor trailer or commercial vehicle, contact your local truck crash specialists at truckcrashlaw.com. Non-attorney spokesperson.
I'm Jeff Middlecoff with Trustline Mortgage. My business partners, Alan Tyre, Bill Pappas, and Ken Rimley, have a special offer for anyone who is buying or refinancing a home. It's not something you do every day, so you want to make sure you're getting a great deal. Trustline Mortgage will pay you $100 just to give you a free second opinion. What do you have to lose? Nothing. I know what you're thinking. How can they possibly pay me $100 just to give me a free second opinion? That's crazy. Listen, Trustline Mortgage is celebrating our 30th anniversary this year. You're in business that long because you're good at what you do. Call Trustline Mortgage today to get your free second opinion, your $100, and your peace of mind. Jumbo loans, interest-only loans, conventional, VA, FHA, credit challenge loans, bank statement loans, self-employed, purchases, refinances, you name it, we have it. Call Trustline Mortgage at 381-LOAN or visit our website at trustlinemortgage.com. Trust your instincts and follow the line to Trustline Mortgage.
Certain restrictions apply. See office for details. Trustline is an equal housing lender. NMLS number 331480.
Got a clogged drain or a problem with your sewer? Dial 6951901. Don't tell me, let me guess, call Metro Router. Dial 6951901 or MetroRouter.com.
Nobody likes to have plumbing problems at their home or business, but if you do, call Metro Router. We provide fast same-day service with the right parts and equipment on hand to get you up and running. For all your plumbing and septic tank needs, call the best. Just pick up the phone and dial
6951901 or MetroRouter.com.
This 1010XL 92.5 FM hour is powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 904-600-4000. That's 904-600-4000.
Have you heard about the lonesome loser? Beaten by the queen of hearts every time. Have you heard about the lonesome loser? He's a loser, but he still keeps on trying.
Ah, it's a glorious day. I'm hungry, famished, in need of food. That looks tremendous.
You know why this is hurting even worse today?
Why?
Because Old Rock Thursday is a really good band and one that I happen to absolutely love.
Yeah, and you had to wait. You have to wait a
And
second.
now I have to wait an entire segment to hear this song about me losing. And he doesn't even change the lyrics to she. It's just he.
That's very, very true. So let's go ahead and do the walk of shame, if you would, Gibby. If you can
No,
get.
it's not a walk of shame. I'm just getting food.
Your mind's going in the gutter. It's just.
Because everybody knows what the walk of shame is, and it's not this. I'm
the
just
walk of
getting
shame
food
is going
because
to get
I
the
lost.
food. So okay. So anyway, Lauren lost by the tiebreaker.
I will say I planned my day around this meal.
So did I. I had a little breakfast and
I
nothing
even
else.
The whole morning was thinking, well,
Yeah.
I'm going to work out, and then I don't need to eat much after the workout because I'm going to be getting my
Yes.
cheeseburger and fries for Loser Monday at 3:00.
God, thank you, Russell Wilson. Thank you, Bob Greasy, Mercury Morris, Larry Zonka, Paul Warfield.
I don't even know who scored for the Dolphins in that game.
I don't
but
either.
somehow they
Somebody
did it.
They did.
Yeah.
Exactly right. Then here she comes. She's very happy
All
to
right.
deliver our. What do we get? What do we? Do we have wings? Look at that. We have all kind of wings. Oh, that is
Looking
fantastic.
good.
She's Hayes Carr. That's from the bowl school right there.
Don't drop it.
Don't
I'm starving.
There you go.
Sweet.
So
Thank
that's
you.
Great. Well done. Well done. Nicely done. The
P-A-R-M-G-A-R, that would be great.
Ah, you kidding me?
Oh.
Garlic parm.
With nothing but the best ranch.
Loser Monday. If you haven't figured out how we do this, whoever loses the bet has to go buy the food. Brooks had to go buy the food, and it smells good. Smells good. Can you
Soy
smell this?
sauce.
Oh, this event. Brooks is passing it all out. This will be on Twitter, by the way.
Blue cheese and also broccoli.
Well done, Brooks is not afraid. You know, she owns up. She's not
She
a Welsh.
does.
She doesn't Welsh on her bet.
She owns it up.
She's a
Owns
very
up, for
respectful
sure.
person, and she is the big loser, because she's lost more than anybody. I don't know if you know that. Did you
That's
realize she's lost
4
more?
now, right?
Well, I'm going to actually. It just so happens I have the standings. Okay. I happen to have the standings with me. So
the
there you go.
filmmaker that we have, Gibby, is never going to lose again.
That's
apparently,
exactly right. So so there you go. Well done, Brooks. You are a woman of your word. Thank you for all the food.
The debt is paid.
The debt is paid. So let me go through the standings first.
Until I lose again.
So here's the standings right now. Gibby has only lost twice, not in the turn of the century or since the turn of the century. He lost the Players Championship and the NFL Draft, and that was like in a playoff.
The 92 NFL Draft.
That's right.
He had Quentin Coriat.
Hayes has lost. Hayes has lost 3 times. He's very good at golf. The Masters, the PGA, and the British Open. He's lost all 3 golf.
Thank God golf season's coming back, so I don't have to
golf
lose.
is stupid and silly.
I have lost 3 times. The
love
first round
golf.
of the NCAA tournament, the U.S. Open, and the NFL Survivor #2. And God bless our friend Lauren Brooks. She's the biggest loser in the group. She's lost 4 times.
Yep.
She's lost the Sweet 16. She's lost the Kentucky Derby, the very controversial. God bless the stewards, I always say. She lost the first NFL Survivor, and she's lost the 3rd NFL Survivor. So you are the only person in America, maybe the world, with 4 losses. So that's pretty good. So anyway, I was going on Twitter because I tend to research it. You know, I research this stuff.
Yeah.
You know, I'm a journalist.
Intrepid.
What happens is when you see a rumor on the internet, you know what you got to do? Follow up. Okay. So anyway, tell me these, and I didn't see the blue check mark, so they may not be true. But tell me that, Lauren, just if you confirm or deny this. To keep in standing with your standing, is it true that you wanted to keep your initials the same, so you changed your name to Loser Marie Brooks? Is there any truth to that rumor?
That's rude.
I'm just saying it didn't happen. Okay.
Downright rude.
Okay. Second, well, I saw a lot of.
I saw that too.
Did you see that?
Somebody
No check
tweeted
mark.
that. Yeah.
Okay. Any
I think
truth?
it was Rappaport.
Again, I saw another one. This was on Instagram. Is it true? Any truth to the rumor that the Jax Beach started a city ordinance to rename your road Loserville? Did that happen at any point?
No.
No. Did the state of Florida reissue your license plate to now say Loser 1?
No.
Okay, none of those happened.
What about Loser 4? Yeah.
Dang it. I was trying to be witty here. I missed that one up. Okay, Loser 4. Okay, and these others probably didn't happen. And I doubt this happened. But I'm a journalist, Hayes. Okay, you know what you have to do? Follow leads.
Absolutely.
So I saw this on Instagram. I couldn't find the check mark. Is it true that Steve Miller wrote a new song called "Some People Call Me the Space Loser"? Did that happen at any point?
That would be fabulous.
It didn't happen. Is there any, and I saw this one on Twitter again. Did you see the blue? I can't see the blue mark.
Well, it was funny. You know, I saw one on Variety. I don't know if this is one that you saw, but you know, Variety, they cover Hollywood and movie making, and I saw that Spielberg is collaborating with Scorsese on a movie called Loser about Lauren Brooks.
And can you imagine the revenues you'll make?
I think
the royalties.
They've got Hilary Swank, who is due for an Academy Award. I'm looking forward to watching it.
It's not a
Hilary Swank plays me?
Yeah. Well, what's even better? Yes. Yeah. You know what's even better now?
Hilary Swank's great actress.
Right.
No, I'm saying that's a
is
good
great.
thing.
Okay,
well,
good.
But did you hear the soundtrack?
I didn't.
No. Well, did you know who did the score?
No.
Well, get this. I thought he was either dead or gone or something, but Don McLean is called Bye-Bye Miss American Loser. Who knew that was coming? I mean, he scored this. I don't know if that's true or not. So anyway, those are just.
I would have been way more impressed if you had rhymed.
Yeah, that's all I had. This is all done in about.
But still,
I had about 6 minutes. So that's how we get into this. All right, so Lauren's a good sport. Lauren is a loser. She went and got us our food for the day. We'll do another Survivor pool.
Yeah.
What I have figured out though about the Survivor pools is I'm not sure I want to stay with them. Because you and Gibby are pretty good at it, and Brooks and I suck. So I've figured out that part. So maybe we need.
Let's move right
along.
along.
Can we do a high school? Can we do a high school sports Survivor?
Golf is back in
Yes.
session. I think we should do.
I think we should do. We want to do the President's Cup. I think we need to do that. So.
I got a hunch I'm due for a loss.
Yeah.
I don't feel that way about Gibby. I think Gibby will be
may
fine.
never
We
lose
could do something for the next 15 years that Gibby's never losing.
If I'll say this, if the Cardinals had not taken Kyler Murray and they had taken Nick Bosa, I don't know when I would have lost last.
That's right. I'm telling you, dude, you never lose. We're with you. We're with you. So all right, a lot of things to talk about today on the program. We're going to get some college football. I got a Gator thought that I'm going to get to at the bottom of the hour, but we always start with the Jags around here. We've talked a lot about Nick Foles. He won everybody over with his magnificent press conference that was real and genuine, and nationally people are talking about that. So what happens in the game? Remember, tomorrow we have a little shorter show. So what happens in the game? Do they come out firing? Do they come out establishing Leonard Fournette, which is kind of who they are?
Colts haven't allowed a 100-yard rusher in 27 games.
It's a great stat.
Wow, that is
a great stat.
So
for a team
beware.
that isn't known for that is
beware.
So which means you might.
I come out throwing the football.
Maybe they come out firing. Do you have to? Is calm as he is? I said this yesterday. One of the great things about him is nothing's tragic for him. So because nothing's tragic, but he's got to have some jitters, right? He's human. We're talking about a human being, and I'm thinking, wait, this guy went head to head and beat Tom Brady in the Super Bowl. He doesn't have that many jitters. That was the Super Bowl, and this isn't the Super Bowl, but it's got to be a few jitters, right?
I think there's a nervous anxiety that comes in anything that you care about. If you're about to embark on anything you care about, you are going to, and it truly matters to you, and you're passionate about it. I think you're absolutely going to have that nervous anxiety. But for the great quarterbacks, for the great athletes in general, they turn that into the best type of energy. It doesn't overtake them. It doesn't leave them sitting on the bench with their hands wrung. It makes them motivated and more excited to get into that huddle and call the play.
The best thing that Doug Marrone and John DeFilippo can do this week is give this plan completely over to Nick Foles. The reason you sign Nick Foles is that you have a player that can give you valuable input that can shape how you game plan. And Nick Foles has been sitting back for 8 games, seeing what Flip has been calling for Gardner. Really, think of all the plays they never got to against Kansas City. That was Foles' plan. He ran 11 snaps. So there's 50 snaps from that game. There's millions more, but there's 50 more from that game that he didn't get an opportunity to run. Then 8 games worth. Nick Foles, I bet you, told John DeFilippo, this is what I'd like to do. And if the Jaguars are smart, they'll follow it to a T. This should be Nick Foles' game.
You know, I kind of wish you always wish you injured guys weren't injured. I get it, but I never thought that on a day when he's on IR that James O'Shaughnessy would make the program. He's not a guy that usually makes the program when he's out of sight and out of mind. But he was evolving into a decent little pass-catching tight end. You know that? Not great, but a reliable, get down the field, ran okay, pass-catching tight end.
Averaged 11 yards a catch.
Yeah.
The weapon this team doesn't have.
Correct.
That's what he was.
It'd be nice if Nick had that. You know that? And again, look, guys get hurt. That's football. But he's a guy. I was thinking about this today. That'd be a cool guy for them to have. So I think they come out throwing too. I do sense there's some energy. Now, I think the Colts will be a ticked-off football team. They were – so are they mad because they let one get away last week, or are they a bit defeated now? Because I do think this. You play them twice. There's only 7 games left, and 2 are against the same team. So you can this game's critical for 2 reasons. Number one, if you lose, you lose. Then you got to go to Tennessee without momentum, and this team doesn't play well there. So you're going to Tennessee without momentum if you lose this game. And they now have confidence against you when you play them again at the end of the year. That's how big this game is. A, it's a win or loss in the standings. It's a numbers game. B, then you go to Tennessee if you lose it, you go to Tennessee without confidence. You win, you go to Tennessee with a great deal of confidence. You've just won, and you're playing a team you've already beaten without your starting quarterback. And you're confident when you play the Colts again. So there's 3 different reasons why this game's really critical.
Absolutely. And I think if they get a win, we saw it with Minshew Mania. St. Nick magic will become a huge thing. If they go on the road to Indianapolis with Nick Foles and he plays well and they get a win, the team, which already seems to really believe in Nick Foles, I think once they have results, and it's not so much the first thing out of their mouth is, well, he won a Super Bowl MVP in Philadelphia. No, he has led you to a victory on the road in a tough environment in a must-have game. I think it would be a spark that could light a great inferno if Nick Foles is able to play well. So all those things that you mentioned, I think on top of that, it makes it one of the biggest games they've played in this decade. This decade's getting ready to close. This is one of the biggest games they've played in this decade.
Absolutely. And don't be surprised if on Monday we end up not talking that much about Nick Foles in the offense because the defense is able to take over. And like you mentioned, Brissett is banged up, but also they're not a team that has that many weapons, or else they would have beaten the Steelers. They would have beaten the Colts the Dolphins even without Jacoby Brissett.
But I don't want to. I hope it's not. I don't want to try and win a 16-13 game against a home team that's kind of ticked off. I hope they get the. I'm not saying it's a track meet game, but I hope the Jags go up and down the field a little bit in this game.
I certainly hope so. I'm just saying I do think we could talk more about the defense than the offense.
I find myself thinking, which is weird because the Jaguars are a defensive team, so I may be the only one that feels this way. But I like the Jaguars' chances to win a 31-23 game more than a 13-10 game. I just feel like 13-10, right now you've got the healthy quarterback, your starters playing, their backups playing. It's an offensive game, I think. Do you feel that way?
I do, because I think if the offense doesn't have success and it's, in that 13-10 range, I think that's going to take some of the air out of the sideline. I think the Jaguars need to be at 17 points by halftime.
Yeah, I guess I keep going back to the fact that the Jaguars have shut out the Colts twice since 2017. Certainly one of those last season. The Jaguars have done very well against Jacoby Brissett, sacked him 14 times over the 2 games 2 years ago when he played. So while I want it to be an offensive explosion, I want DJ Chark, Chris Conley, and Dede Westbrook to all have great days. And I hope Nick Foles spreads the football around. I just won't be surprised if they end up winning, 17-14.
We'll take a break. When we come back, let's get into college football. Is this a referendum game of sorts for Dan Mullen? I'll explain after this.
The Frangie Show, live from the law offices of Brett Hastings' studio on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
After the game, join Hacker and Leon Searcy for the window world of Northeast Florida fifth quarter, presented by Florida Pump Service and Atomac Harley-Davidson Motorcycles. Your calls, our analysis.
Amen, right? That's right.
2 hours after the final whistle on game day.
If you need an insurance agent, I'll recommend the best guy in town, State Farm agent Craig Dewhurst. Call him at 940-9740. Really good guy, really good agent. Life insurance, homeowners, automotive, you name it, he'll handle it for you. Tell him what you need. He'll assess your whole situation. What kind of coverage do you need? How much coverage? What should your deductible be? What do you make and how does it fit your cost and your rates? You will love dealing with Craig. What a nice guy he is and how he'll help you get the right answers. The best in the business. Craig Dewhurst from State Farm, 940-9740.
Hey, what are we going to eat for dinner tonight? How about Mr. Chubby's? Mr. Chubby's again? Heck yes, I love Mr. Chubby's wings. Now they have great specials. Every single Thursday, they have an extended happy hour from 11 a.m. until 9 p.m. Well, let's chub it up then.
See all their specials at MrChubby'sWings.com. Locations on Fleming Island and the West Side. Mr. Chubby's Wings, before the game, after the game, and during the game.
Diamonds Direct's breaking all the rules this weekend with the biggest and final sale of the year. 3 days of extra savings store-wide. Your final chance before the holidays to save an extra 20% and more on virtually everything. Rings, earrings, pendants, bands, colored gemstones, huge savings across the board. And the selection is like double. With entire designer lines flown in for this. The biggest pre-holiday sale all year. With nothing held back. Special financing too. This Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Only at Diamonds Direct.
Off Town Center Parkway, just left of the Hyatt.
American Window Products, rated by Best of the Best Television as the #1 window company in America. Our installers are all American Window Products employees, no outside contractors, no high-pressure sales, just skilled, honest folks that can save you a bundle on your electric bill. Replace your old windows with Eastern Architectural Systems today and pay nothing for installation on 6 or more windows. Visit AmericanWindows.com and check out our video by Best of the Best Television.
American Windows.
Nimnick Chevrolet is the #1 Chevrolet dealership in Jacksonville, and they just won Dealer of the Year for 2018. Some of the reasons they're #1 is that they have the most inventory and the best price guarantee. They've been serving and donating to this community for 78 years, and no one cares more about the customers before, but more importantly, after the sale. That's Nimnick Chevrolet. Head there today, won't you? Nimnick, your friends in the car business since 1941.
Your local cat dealer, Ring Power, has the equipment you need when you need it, daily, weekly, or monthly. Growing your business isn't just one thing, it's a million little things. With expert advice, flexible financing, and industry-leading equipment, you can get the job done. Call Ring Power at 904-295-1062 or visit catrentalstore.com. That's Ring Power at 904-295-1062 or catrentalstore.com.
Former Jacksonville Pro Bowler Leon Searcy is serving up lunch on XL Primetime.
Bring me 4 fried chickens and a Coke.
Weekdays at noon on 1010XL.
4 fried chickens and a Coke.
Brought to you by Wingstop.
I like my dessert first.
If you've been injured in an auto accident, we're here for you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You only get one shot at compensation. Make it count. Farah and Farah, call us at 396-5555. Office Jacksonville.
Stream Song, the ultimate buddy golf experience. 3 nights, 3 courses, 1 extraordinary golf experience. With the Stream Song Tour Package, you'll play 3 of the most highly acclaimed and widely pursued courses in the game today. Stream Song Black, Red, and Blue. The package includes 3 nights luxury guest room accommodation, 1 round on Stream Song Red, Blue, and Black, breakfast each day, and your choice of restaurants. To book your Stream Song Tour Package, please call 855-329-1936.
Are you the type of fan that knows football so well that you could choose any game and call it? Well, MyBookie is the place for you because they let you turn all your sports knowledge into cash in your wallet. Between football season, NBA, and the start of college basketball season, it's time to get off the sideline and get in on the action with MyBookie. If you're the kind of guy who likes to bet a little and win a lot, try a parlay. For instance, if you like a couple of the big favorites this week, parlays are perfect because they let you bet multiple games together for a much bigger payout. So, if you're gonna bet this season, do the smart thing and go to mybookie.ag because no one gives you more ways to win. If you join right now, MyBookie will match your deposit halfway, all the way up to $1,000. That means if you deposit $2,000, you get an extra $1,000 in free money to play with. Visit mybookie.ag today. You play, you win, you get paid.
If the moments of sexual intimacy with your partner are memories of the past, take note. ED isn't an inevitable part of aging. The urologists of the McKeever Clinic can get you back to feeling like your normal self again. Generic forms of Viagra and Cialis are now available directly at McKeever. Your McKeever doctor will decide if this alternative is right for you, and you can go home the same day with the prescription. McKeever Clinic, innovators in urological care since 1921.
John's Auto has been in Jacksonville for 32 years. That doesn't happen by cheating customers. At John's Auto, their reputation is in its work. Top quality for a lower price. It's full service at John's Auto. Brake, shocks, alignment, transmission, front end repair, tires, and they specialize in AC repair, whether it's the repair itself or getting your AC coolant checked. John's Auto, Arlington Road. Call 743-3857, a family-owned business.
This Friday, join the XL Primetime crew for the Sonny's Barbecue Pitmaster Tour live from Sonny's Barbecue in Palatka on State Road 19. Stop by for lunch and come enjoy amazing new menu items and get some tips and recipes from the pitmasters themselves.
This 1010XL 92.5 FM hour is powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 904-600-4000. That's 904-600-4000.
It's an old rock Thursday. Music the way it should be, or at least used to be, on The Frangie Show.
Little Doobie Brothers here on this Stanley Pools Thursday on The Frangie Show. They came in town last night to St. Augustine at the Amp. I'm sure it was a fabulous concert. Have you seen the Doobies? You have.
I have. I've seen them a few times. I wanted to go last night. It was just time of year, kind of hard. I thought long and hard about sneaking down there, but I've seen them twice. They were one band that forever I didn't see.
Right.
That I grew up with them and loved them and never saw them play, but finally they played 2 years ago, well, 3 or 4 years ago at the Amp, and then I saw them again at Daly's Place with Chicago, so I've seen them twice.
Oh, very
They're
nice.
fantastic. We're playing them today because they were here last night. Like
That's right. And like I said, I'm sure the Amp is such a great venue. I'm sure it was a fabulous concert. And now that it's cool, a little bit cooler outside too, it's like the perfect time to go to outdoor concerts. Unless you're me and it's supposed to be raining at my outdoor concert.
See, what are you going? Who are you going to see tonight?
I'm going to see, shockingly enough, a country band.
Right.
They're called Eli Young Band.
Right.
They're from Texas originally, and I've liked them since probably 2005, and I've never seen them live, so I'm super excited. I just hope that the rain stays away.
All right, so there you go. So tonight you'll be watching them in the rain.
That's right. I
And
bought
maybe
VIP
not, maybe not.
tickets. Last time, I went to see Low Cash at the Jacksonville Fairgrounds, but I did not have VIP tickets for that, and I learned that I want to be right up close and personal, so I'll be in the VIP section tonight.
Will this band take you to the heights that Locash took you to?
Completely different bands.
Different kind of heights?
Completely different. Low Cash is what I'd call like a party country band, like that. All their songs are pretty much party songs,
Right.
about drinking and stuff. Eli Young Band's lyrics are really deep and far more impactful, and they have a lot of slower stuff too. But anyway, it'll be fantastic.
All right, so there you go. Hey, question about Florida. So you play Missouri, you're an 8-point favorite. You've had a good year. You're 8-2. You're playing well. I made this comment all week. The difference in a Dan Mullen team looked more like a Spurrier-Urban Meyer team because even against a bad Vanderbilt team, you've heard me say this all week, McElwain would have won that game 28-14. Muschamp would have won that game 27-16. Mullen beat him 56-0, right? I mean, they would have beat the same Vanderbilt team that way. So here you go on the road. I think this is the referendum game for, has Dan Mullen made Florida, if not an elite program, because they're probably not elite, but the next rung below. If the elite programs are the tier ones, they are right behind them. They are a second. They're not a top 5 or 6 program, but they're the next 5 or 6. I don't think anybody would debate that. But if that's the case, don't you have to go win this one? Because if you lose this, see, I'm looking back at the season. LSU wasn't a referendum game. Weren't supposed to win that. It'd be great if they did, but you're not going to look differently at Dan Mullen if he doesn't beat LSU. Same with Georgia. Even Auburn might have been a little bit that way, but I would not have frowned on Dan Mullen if he did win that game because I didn't think they were going to win it. This one's different. This one could get sticky. You know the numbers. We've read them off all week long. Missouri's averaging 40 points a game at home. Offensively, they're averaging 13 on the road. They've won all their home games. They've lost all their road games. They're very good at home. They're getting Kelly Bryant back. Hey, this is not going to be an easy game for Florida. Yet, if you're where everybody thinks you are in year 2, that there's clear separation between Georgia and Florida and the rest of the East, that you're a top 10 program, or at the very least a top 12 program, you have to win this game. Referendum game in that regard, in my mind, for Dan Mullen.
I think so because last year Dan used the excuse of, well, we probably let Georgia beat us twice. Then he backed off of it and gave Missouri credit. But it was clear that was something that had gone through his mind. Well, you've got some separation now between the Georgia loss and playing Missouri. And all they've heard all summer is how the Missouri game is going to be the crossroads game in terms of the season, in terms of it being a good season or whether it'll be a mediocre one, is the Missouri game. And so it's something that it should have been at the forefront of their minds going back to summer. It should not be a game that sneaks up on them. There is no emotional toll that they have to overcome entering the game. I mean, you just said it. They played the entire bench against Vanderbilt. No emotion was used up in that game. So there is no reason to go to Missouri and lose. It is peculiar how they can be so great at home and so bad on the road. It makes me wonder if they're borrowing some things from the Astros,
Really?
to make that work. But I think it's just how it's played out, and they've been healthier at home than the road. You can't lose this game. I mean, Missouri they're 5-4 in a schedule where they really haven't played anybody other than Georgia. I mean, they play nobody from the West of consequence, and it's a game that if Dan Mullen wants to take Florida to another level, they have to win. And if you lose, then it starts to get a little dicey. You're out of the New Year's Six. Florida State, I think, comes to Gainesville with a lot more confidence. If Florida is now, a 3-loss team, and Florida would probably be, pressing a little bit in the Florida State game, because if you lose to Missouri and Florida State, now the season's a utter disaster. So I think there is no reason Florida shouldn't be focused and ready to play. Having said that, I think this one's coming down to the final minute.
I don't think it is, and that's mainly because I look at the teams that both have played. Missouri lost 21-14 to Vanderbilt, the team Florida just walloped 56-0. If I'm Dan Mullen, I put on that tape in the game against LSU, and I say, you went toe-to-toe with the number one team in the country. This is not that. But as far as the importance for Dan Mullen, yes, this is a massively important game. He said he's not concerned at all about the early start, which will be 11 a.m. Eastern there. That makes me feel better, because if he was saying, we're going to have to get these guys ready, then I would feel like this is going to be a much stickier game, to use your word, Frank, than I feel like it is.
What's the weather?
It's going to be sunny and about 40 degrees.
Okay, so that's fine.
The coldest Trask said he's ever played in is low 30s.
Yeah.
And so, which surprised me a little bit,
40s
because
is fine.
he hasn't played in that many games to begin with.
Yeah.
But he has experience. As long as it's not going to be raining,
Yeah.
because that's where we've seen him struggle in the past.
Yeah, good point. Very good point. 40s is fine. Excuse me. Weather's not a factor if it's in the 40s. I don't know that it comes down to the final minute, but I see the game you do. I think it's a game where and again, I saw, to Lauren's credit, I saw 27-13 over Vanderbilt, and Lauren said, no, they're going to run them out of the gym, which they did. So maybe we're overthinking it a little bit. But I just sense that this is a game for Florida that, they're not explosive. They don't hit big plays down the field. When their big plays are throw it to Hammond or Swain or Grimes last week, or Tony now behind the line of scrimmage, and he breaks a tackle and goes for 60. They don't throw many long bombs. That's the difference between the Felipe Franks Gators and the Kyle Trask Gators. The Felipe Franks Gators weren't nearly as efficient. They weren't going to complete as high a percentage of a pass. They weren't going to always hit the right check down. He was going to miss some open guys. But he was going to throw that 60-yarder on the button. They don't throw that anymore. I don't know if Trask doesn't look down the field as much, right? But they don't throw that one he doesn't throw that one down the field the way Felipe Franks did.
Yeah, it's interesting because he is more of a short, intermediate, guy. But I think that's benefited them in some ways. I don't know that Kyle Pitts explodes. If Felipe Franks had stayed in the lineup,
Agreed.
Maybe he would have. But it seems like Trask is really mastered throwing those kind of shorter distance plays. And
in the middle of the field. Did Felipe ever really get comfortable with the middle of the field?
It never
No.
looked that way. And I think Trask has more of that can't go broke taking a profit mentality playing quarterback, which I'm not a huge fan of, but I think for him it works because of what you're saying. The yards after the catch have become such a reliable part of the offense in generating explosive plays. So I'm not a big fan of throwing short all the time, but if you've got the guys that can break a tackle and utilize their speed to, take it to the house, then it's fantastic because it's a lot easier to complete those than it is throwing 50, 60 yards downfield. So, but again, I do think they need to play Emory Jones a little bit more than what they're doing. They need to try and get the run going. Missouri is tops in the league in pass defense in the SEC, and I get it. They haven't played, other than Jake Fromm, they really haven't played any quarterback of note. But I still think Florida they've played 10 games. They are who they are. But I still think if you're Dan Mullen and you're trying to always get better, I do think they need to continue to try and get the ground game going, particularly on the road, early game. So I'd like to see P. Ryan, Davis, Pierce be a big part of it, and I'd like to see Emory Jones get a chance early in the first quarter to get out there and make something happen.
I don't think you're seeing much of Emory. I after last week, I'm convinced now Emory Jones' chance will be in the spring. I don't think you see him much the rest of the year. It just seems to bog down when he's in, and they're not in a position to let him go. Players like Emory Jones, he needs a drive. And I wouldn't do it now. I'd stay with Trask. But at some point in his career, he needs a drive, like it's your drive. Even at the end of the Vanderbilt game, they could have given him the fourth quarter. They didn't. It was very clear he was staying with Trask and getting Trask more reps. Didn't that surprise you a little bit?
It did.
I mean, he clearly should have said, I don't remember what the score was. It was 30.
I think it was 49-0 with 10 minutes left and Trask still in the game.
Yeah, something. Okay, so but with 49-0 with 10 left. But you could have gone to the fourth and played him. And it was clear Dan Mullen, he wasn't playing him. Other than the mop-up the last drive or two, he scored a bunch of touchdowns. But because in today's football, even in the NFL, with the dynamic, athletic, dual threats quarterbacks being as successful as they are, I'm like you, Hayes. At some point, I want to see what he's got. But right now, I wouldn't pull him. I wouldn't pull Trask now. Would you play Emory Jones now?
No, and I don't like the way that Mullen, when he does put him in, I don't like the way that it feels. I don't like doing it in the middle of a drive.
Trying to force it a little.
Right, absolutely. I don't like that at all.
I don't. So I think it's Trask's team. And again, I think if this is the referendum game, if Dan Mullen is what you think he is now, which is the guy that elevated him higher than Muschamp or McElwain was ever going to take him, and has done it in game 10 of his second year, then you win this game. That's it. Then you win this game. It's not rocket science. Then you go win this game. This is Missouri on the road. That's an average team, but they have Kelly Bryant, and they're at home, and they're better at home. So it's an interesting game. Here's what I think, because it's Florida, it's what they do. They'll start slow. They always start slow.
But the defense luckily helps them out and bails them out a lot.
But don't you see them down 13-6? 3 minutes into the second quarter?
Yes.
Don't you sense that game? You don't, not at all.
No, I just think
that's always their game.
Yeah, I just think Florida's more talented, way more talented than Missouri. I think Missouri is closer to Vanderbilt than Florida.
It was 14-0 Florida at the half, but it could have been more. We'll see. They just always seem. I'll give them credit. They don't finish slow very often. They're always in games late. If they're ahead, they pull ahead further. If they're behind, they catch up and go ahead. And if they're behind a really good – I mean, even LSU, they took a second-half lead in that game. Georgia, they're right in the game, right? I mean, Georgia, they're down 7 at the end of the game and barely lost the game. So they're in games. They stay in games, so we'll see. A very important game for Dan Mullen. Number one, it's important for the team to get to 10-2 and get to a New Year's Six bowl and what that means to recruiting and blah, 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 all this stuff. But even bigger than that, for Dan Mullen to prove that he is an elite coach and that they're closer to that elite tier of teams, this is a very, very important game. We'll take a break. Let's talk FSU football after this. Stay with us.
The Frangie Show, live from the law offices of Brett Hastings' studio on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
It's 60 minutes of football. 60 minutes! But there's always a moment when the rubber hits the road.
Hit it.
Listen for the TireOutlet.com drive of the game. TireOutlet.com. Wholesale prices, premium service on 1010XL.
So I talked to Billy Nimnick the other day. I talked to him on Monday. I said, hey, Billy, why don't you come on by our movie night on Tuesday night, tomorrow night? He texted me right back, said, I'd love to, but I'm going to be in Nashville receiving the Dealer of the Year award from Chevrolet for Nimnick Chevrolet. Well, you know what? He could probably go blindfolded. He's gone to that thing so many times. Nimnick always wins the Dealer of the Year. You know what that means? That means Chevrolet said, you've scored really well on pricing, on amount of cars you have sold, on the consumer surveys, what they say about how you've treated them, on the consumer surveys about how you've treated them after the sale, on how your service department has performed when something's wrong with the car. When you win Dealer of the Year from Chevrolet, that's the parent company saying, you're doing it right. If you want a car, you want a Chevrolet from Nimnick Chevrolet. Nimnick, your friends in the car business since 1941.
For the best price and service when it comes to your waste hauling and collecting, look no further than the A-Team at All-American Roll-Off and Recycling. Jet Prosser here, and let me tell you, you're not going to find an easier way to handle your project cleanups than calling in the A-Team at All-American. A J.B. Coxwell company, All-American Roll-Off and Recycling has brand new trucks and cans in all sizes to fit your project needs. No hidden fees. Count on the best price in town. When it comes to cleaning up when the job is done, go with the A-Team at All-American Roll-Off and Recycling. Visit us at all-americanrolloff.com.
Gentlemen, discover the new medical treatment that Viagra doesn't want you to know about. I'm Bradley I with Synergenics Elite Health, and we offer GainsWave. It's a simple 20-minute in-office procedure. GainsWave is non-invasive, and it restores the poor blood flow that causes ED. Stop popping pills and scheduling intimacy. Call 904-500-5500. Consultations are free. Mention this radio station for $150 off your first treatment. Call Synergenics Elite Health at 904-500-5500 to learn about the GainsWave ED treatment today.
You need to get a lot of mileage out of what you drive. That's why we put service first at Duval Honda. In addition to selling great cars, our service department provides preventative maintenance and repair services for every make and model, even the ones we don't sell. Give us a try for your next service appointment, and we'll give you a $50 gift card. Visit service.duvalhonda.com to book your appointment today. Duval Honda, service first, new customers only, valid only at Duval Honda.
At Harrell & Harrell, we believe that success comes from hard work. If you've been injured in an accident, you need a personal injury law firm dedicated to working hard for you. Call us day or night. Harrell & Harrell, 251-1111. Offices, Jacksonville.
Lauren Brooks here for Renewal by Anderson. Maximize the beauty of your home with custom-made windows and patio doors. Experience the miracle of Fibra. It's better than wood, metal, or vinyl. It's the biggest savings of the year for their Black Friday countdown sale. Call before November 29th to save $330 on windows and $850 on patio doors with no down payment, no interest, and no payment for 2 years. Visit the showroom at 9446 Phillips Highway, Suite 7 for additional savings and renewalbyanderson.com. License number CGC 1527613.
Mavis Discount Tire.
We've been saving people money for over 50 years. Now at Mavis Discount Tire, save even more. Right now, get up to $75 back on 4 select Goodyear, Michelin, or Continental tires. You always save on tires at Mavis Discount Tire. Check out MavisTire.com to find a store near you.
Mavis Discount Tire. America's discount tire store.
Legal and other restrictions apply. See stores for rebate details.
It's the most wonderful time of the year.
Jacks fans, visit Jaguars.com/holiday to celebrate the season at the bank. With 3 home games at TIAA Bank Field in December, there's no better place for your holiday celebration. Gather any group of 10 to 50 and toast the end of 2019 in style. Book your holiday party at a Jaguars game today for as low as $41 per person and customize your experience with transportation and a group photo on the field. Visit Jaguars.com/holiday or call 904-633-2000.
This is Joe C., and I'm happy to recommend the Bailey Group when it comes to serving businesses and individuals for comprehensive benefits packages and wellness programs. They've been doing it in Northeast Florida for a long time, and these aren't the type of people you'll see once a year when it comes to renewing your plans. Now, I've known Mark Bailey, Travis Cummings, and the team at the Bailey Group for years.
If you've never offered benefits to your employers or you're looking to make a change in your current benefits situation, give Travis Cummings a call at 904-461-1800 or visit mbaileygroup.com.
Tax problems can be extremely stressful and cause financial devastation. The tax attorneys at J. David Tax Law are right here in Jacksonville to be your personal advocate and resolve your IRS or state sales tax issues. J. David Tax Law focuses on your needs and case outcomes. Don't be fooled by out-of-town tax companies that focus only on signing you up without even working with an attorney. At J. David Tax Law, only highly experienced tax attorneys will represent you. If you have federal or state sales tax debt, payroll taxes, bank levies, wage garnishments, tax liens, or unfiled returns, have a sit-down with J. David Tax Law and get the help you need. Never trust your tax situation to anyone you can't walk in and look in the eye. Call J. David Tax Law for a no-cost consultation at 904-507-4777. That's 904-507-4777. Or go to jdavidtaxlaw.com. Peace of mind is only a click or a phone call away.
Hey, I'm Tony from Tony D's Pizza. People ask me all day long, is it the water that makes the difference? Well, yes and no. Even water can't make a good pizza. It's the ingredients, too. The best tomatoes, the best flour, and the best cheese. Oh, and a lot of love. Tony D's New York Pizza, Bay Meadows and 295.
Home of the Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
This is your Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update. I'm Andrew Gibson for 1010XL. This update brought to you by Trustline Mortgage. Colts quarterback Jacoby Brissett is expected to start against the Jaguars on Sunday. Brissett missed last week's game after an MCL sprain against the Steelers in Week 9. Jaguars defensive coordinator Todd Wash asked today about Brissett.
Jacoby is very, very accurate. He makes good decisions. He knows where the ball is going pre-snap, which you can tell that's a quarterback in this league. But he really makes the offense go with his consistency and his accuracy.
Todd Wash today, courtesy of Jaguars.com. Colts head coach Frank Reich said barring a setback, Brissett will be the starter against the Jags on Sunday at 1 o'clock. At 3:58, 58 degrees. Your time and temperature brought to you by Bueller Air Conditioning. Stay cooler with Bueller.
This 1010XL 92.5 FM hour is powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 904-600-4000. That's 904-600-4000.
It's an old rock Thursday. Music the way it should be, or at least used to be, on The Frangie Show.
Turn that thing up there, Gibby. The Doobies in town last night at St. Aug. I did not see it. Great set list, by the way, though. South City Midnight Lady was 6th, by the way, in case you're wondering.
Oh, good song.
They really they're really good. I like do you know the Doobie Brothers at all? Mm-hmm. You know, I like the non-Michael McDonald Doobies more than the Michael McDonald Doobies. I like the Tom Johnston, Patrick Simmons Doobies. And by the way, the only Michael McDonald song they played was Minute by Minute.
So you would have liked it.
I would have liked that. I just don't. I take it back. That's not correct. The only one they played was Taking It to the Streets. They didn't play Minute by Minute or What a Fool Believes.
We play Taking to the Streets every Friday.
Yes, well, you know what? So it's really a Doobie Brothers week around here. So Doobie Brothers on Old Rock Thursdays. They were in the area. They were on the First Coast last night. Time now for the 1010 Take. The 1010 Take is brought to you by J. David Tax Law. Peace of mind is only a click or a phone call away. I think Bob Stoops might be in it at FSU. If he's not, I hope Odell Haggins gets it. I hope they will consider him. I hope he will get it. I know we've talked about it throughout the course of the week, but I haven't pounded the pulpit yet. But the more I think about it, the uniqueness of the job, how good a job it is, how to people around here how special a job it is, and how special Florida State is to Odell Haggins, who's the ultimate good soldier, who steps up as the interim guy every time, who I don't know if he's a great coach. And if he's not, it'll be a bad move. I understand that. Randy Shannon was a heartfelt move at Miami, and he wasn't a very good coach. And so I certainly get that. But there's something to be said for Kirby Smart loving Georgia, and Steve Spurrier loving Florida, and Ed Orgeron, who started his career at LSU, loving LSU, and even Gus Malzahn, as we talked about last night, loving Arkansas. Odell Haggins loves Florida State, loves it. Now, he'd have to really wow in the interview. Odell, who's your coordinator? Who's your offensive coordinator? Who's your defensive coordinator? How are you going to create culture? What's your offseason? What's your strengths program? You'd have to really, because he hasn't done that before. Not that he doesn't know how to do it. He may know how to do it. But unlike Ed Orgeron, who had been all over, Ed Orgeron knew how to do it. So for me, if Stoops is not in it, well before, and I've come full circle on this because I want him to hire P.J. Fleck, who they're not going to now. I'd like to see him hire Odell Haggins. That is the 10-10 take.
10-10 take.
I think it would be a really cool story. I don't see it happening. I just don't think they will I don't think they will fire Willie Taggart a year and a half in and then introduce Odell Haggins as the next head coach. I think they will go for as close of a lock as they can. Bob Stoops is obviously the lock of all locks. He'd be phenomenal. But if they can't get Bob Stoops, then I think they are going to introduce somebody who has proven that he can coach and build a program up. And I think it would be a great story. I will say I don't know that beating Boston College should be enough to win you this job. This is a huge, monumentally big job in college football. It makes a lot of sense from the standpoint of what we've talked about. Odell Haggins isn't going to be the least bit bothered by things that another head coach might be, like the odds that your AD and president are going to turn over in the next 2 years are incredibly high. The facilities might not be where you'd want them to be. Obviously the roster may not be as good as you'd hope taking over Florida State. But I think the benefit for Odell Haggins, if you go that route, is, that probably is a 5-year, $10 million deal. That does allow you to go out and make sure you have the most expensive pool of assistants in the country. And that is the Orgeron model that has worked. If you're paying even if it was 5 years, $15 million for Odell, you're paying him $3 million a year. Well, you can go pay an offensive coordinator 1.8 and a defensive coordinator, 1.7, whatever you want to, whatever price you're comfortable going to, and you're still going to have a very economical staff. So that it's appealing from that standpoint, but I think at the end of the day, is as much as he certainly does love FSU, I think you got to go get somebody that it's not the first time they've sat in the chair and had to put it all together.
Yeah, I totally agree. And I do keep wondering about this Bob Stoops thing. Did Florida State go to his camp and say X amount of dollars, and he said absolutely not, laughed at it, posted his picture of him and tequila and moved on, and then Florida State came back to him and said, okay, we've got more money, and now Bob Stoops is listening?
I don't think that. I think my guess is I don't think they went to him with any money yet. I think before you ever get to money, you go to him, are you interested? Is this something you would do? Whoever the go-between is this something you would do? We'll get the money. We'll figure out the money part. But and look, you don't even think about calling Bob Stoops unless you got what, Hayes? $8 million?
Yeah.
I mean, you don't even make the phone call. You would offend Bob Stoops if you went in and made him the 43rd highest paid coach.
Because you get the feeling a lot of this for Bob Stoops is the ego needs to be greased.
Yeah,
all he's heard since he left Oklahoma is, thank God we've got Lincoln Riley.
Yeah.
Well, that gets old when you're a coach as accomplished as Bob Stoops is. So he's going to expect to be recruited.
But I like your question. What you're asking is, what is the chronology here? Why did he say no and tell Kirk Herbstreit he's not a candidate, and then all of a sudden reports come out yesterday that the FSU's flying to Dallas to meet with him? What changed?
Right, what changed?
Yeah, I hear. I don't know. My guess is that they probably called him and gauged his interest. He probably said, you know what, I don't think so. They probably stayed on him. This is where intermediaries got involved. I'm guessing Steve Spurrier was one of them. They're very close. I'm guessing a lot of people went back and forth and talked, and I think at the end of the day, somebody got him to change his mind or at least consider it. Nick Saban was not leaving the Miami Dolphins to go to Alabama. I don't think he lied about that. Are you a candidate for Alabama? I'm not going to Alabama. We're not taking the Alabama job. We're happy here. 3 weeks later, he's the Alabama coach. And I know I've told you guys this story before. The first year of 1010XL, we went to Birmingham, and Mike Dempsey and I were doing the show together, and we had Nick on. And Nick came on because Florida State was playing Alabama that year. Remember that? Alabama and FSU were playing here in the stadium. Still, I think one of the biggest crowds, if not the biggest crowd they've ever had in the building. And I remember bringing him in and asking him. I asked the question. I said, Nick, you told everybody you were leaving Miami. Or you told everybody you weren't leaving the Miami Dolphins for Alabama and that you weren't doing it. And 3 weeks later, you turned up as the Alabama coach. What happened? And I told Jeff Purinton, who was there with him, who was handler, Jeff, I'm going to ask that question. And Jeff goes, he knows. And Nick says, Frank, I'm glad you asked it. He said, I never lied. He said, I changed my mind. He said, and that's the truth. Now, people don't always believe you. People don't always believe us coaches. But when they asked us, we weren't going. Terry and I weren't going. We had unfinished business. We were staying. Nothing changed. I didn't find out something negative about the Dolphins after saying that. We just sat back and we thought about it and prayed about it. And the more time we talked about it, we just said, no was not the right answer. And so they reached back out to us. And when they reached back out to us, we said, on second thought, let's discuss. And that's what happened. He said, and I understand why people in your state may not believe that or may not like that. But that is what happened. We did not lie. He said, I didn't lie. There was no leverage. The offer I got was no different than the first offer we talked about. I was not leveraging Miami. He said, I literally changed my mind. Terry and I, we changed our mind. And I believe him, by the way. He was sitting, you know how the SEC media days are. You're sitting right across from each other at the table. I think Saban was telling us the truth. And so I gave you a long story because I'm trying to answer the question that you and I are both trying to figure out, and that is what changed. I think maybe his mind changed. I think if indeed he's in it, we don't even know that he's in it. But if Bob Stoops is in it, Hayes, I think he might have just said, no, I was at my tequila party, the Dan Marino Foundation. I'm doing my thing. Mark's in it for the job. I don't want to get in his way. Kirk Herbstreit calls because they're buddies. Nah, Kirk, I'm not a candidate for that job. And then I think he changed his mind. I think if it played out that way, he changed his mind.
Well, and I think another thing is what has Florida State been able to do in the time since? I mean, maybe they have gotten some financial considerations to speed up the process on a football standalone. Or maybe they, have gotten to a point with their administration where they're going to grant him more leeway as head coach than maybe what they had previously discussed. Or maybe he had a couple of things of, I'm not interested, but if this, and this happened, I'd be willing to talk to you again. And, they went back to the drawing board and were able to meet those concerns. So, the other thing is Bob Stoops, a part of this may be, is he waiting on the right offer, or is he just bound and determined that this is it, I'm getting back into coaching? And if he's determined to get back into coaching, he may be surveying the landscape, and maybe he, doesn't see another job out there. And again, there aren't many that are better than Florida State on just the pure logo, tradition, recruiting base. It's Florida State is elite. Now, there's other things that coaches get worried about, and obviously, that Jimbo didn't like, and he went somewhere else. But for the most part, it's got everything as a coach you could want. So if Bob Stoops is just determined that, I thought the XFL might scratch the itch, I don't think it's going to. I really want to be wrapped up in it. I want to be impacting young men. I want to be out there recruiting, building a program. Then it's hard to go, it's hard to find a better spot than Florida State.
What does the conversation between Bob Stoops and Steve Spurrier sound like? Hey, Steve, it's Bob.
Okay,
I'm
Bobby?
thinking about going to Florida State. Free Shoes University?
That's right. They'll
I don't know about that, Bob.
No, they play a little different up there, Bobby. Bobby, I will tell you, my guess is if he asked Spurrier his advice, what I really think Spurrier would tell him is what I wouldn't give to be able to do it again. If you have a chance to do it again, do it. That would be my guess. This is bigger than my school, your school, that school. I think.
But things ended on a sour note for Spurrier at South Carolina.
Yeah, but
why would Spurrier even try to talk him out of it?
Yeah.
He voluntarily went to a school in Florida's division.
Right, yeah.
I love Steve Spurrier, but he can't.
Hang on.
Yeah.
He wouldn't go there and call the ball plays, would he?
Oh,
Stoops, he wouldn't hire him to call the ball plays, would he?
That
he
might
can't
be
do that.
a bridge
He
too far,
can't do that. Yeah,
but I don't buy because he was a defensive coordinator
Right.
25 years ago at Florida, he can't be the Seminoles coach.
Yeah, I agree.
That doesn't make sense.
Well,
to
and
me.
I think they're way beyond
the
that.
thing with his brother makes more sense, and maybe part of it on FSU's part is, Bob, we're not hiring Mark.
That could be.
Mark's not on our list.
Whether you come or not.
Yeah, if this has anything to do with your brother, let us guarantee you we are not interested in Mark Stoops.
We will take a break. When we come back, I want to stay on this and talk about the importance of the job, the FSU job. That's next. Stay with us.
Now, the Lamb Rant, brought to you by the Best Bet Card Rooms at Jacksonville and Orange Park.
As far as determining a national champion, the college football playoff is a better system than the champions being determined by the polls. The BCS and all those computers proved to be a joke, an unfunny joke. But don't think the CFP as being the definitive answer to determine a true champion. I'm not here to bash the 13-person committee that compiles the rankings. I believe they're dedicated, hardworking, and honest. But picking the top 4 teams is still guesswork. It's still an odd test. And yes, what a program has done in the past is still a major factor. Trying to judge 130 teams who have little in common is impossible. It starts with scheduling, an albatross that's hovered over college football since Princeton and Rutgers first met. What's the solution? I don't think there is one, as long as we put Alabama and Bowling Green in the same pot.
Check out Uncle Dave's column at 1010XL.com on the homepage. Look for Lamb at Large.
The Frangie Show, live from the law offices of Brett Hastings' studio on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Are you ready for Diamonds Direct's biggest and final sale of 2019? It's this weekend. 3 days of extra savings store-wide. I'm talking an extra 20% off all earrings, all bracelets, all bands, all pendants, all fashion jewelry. Virtually everything in every case is on sale. Lowest prices of the year. And your last chance for store-wide savings before Christmas. You can't miss this. Engagement rings, eternity bands, exclusive designer jewelry on sale. This is the big one. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday only. And only at Diamonds Direct.
Off Town Center Parkway, just left of the Hyatt.
Sawyer Gas.
Hi, this is Ashley Mentor, Commercial Account Manager for Sawyer Gas. If you use propane to power your business, from forklifts to commercial kitchens, then contact us to learn how we can serve you. To learn more, visit us at sawyergas-fl.com or call our office at 904-296-8600. Sawyer Gas, where safety and service are our priority.
Sawyer Gas, driving every day with Sawyer Gas.
Is your man crossing the finish line before you are? Men know that timing means everything to us. Give your man more stamina and staying power with Magaman, a natural male enhancement product. Keep him great with Magaman. 1 month supply, only $23.45. Free shipping. No office appointment or prescription. Delivered in the mail. Go online now. MyMagaman.com. New customers get a BOGO. MyMagaman.com.
Hey, it's Rick Ballou from McGowan's AC. Around here, November means fun family gatherings and football. Some folks in the kitchen working up a sweat, and others in the TV room arguing over who's going to the playoffs. Here's my advice. Keep your family gatherings from getting heated this holiday, and that's with a tune-up from my friends at McGowan's. Call them 264-COOL or visit McGowan'sAC.com, the official heating and air conditioning partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
License number CMC 1250075.
The Georgia Bulldogs.
Keep up with the latest Bulldog news and notes. I'm Andrew Gibson. Catch my Bulldog reports on 1010XL.
Brought to you by Culhane's Irish Pub on Atlantic Beach and in Tinseltown.
Hey folks, Mike Dempsey here, and I want to know, are your drafty windows letting all that cool air right back outside? Will they protect your home from Florida's unpredictable weather? If not, then it's time for the peace of mind that comes only with Pella Windows and Doors. Pella offers durable wood, fiberglass, and vinyl products in various styles and designs to best complement your home. So visit the Pella of Jacksonville showroom on Phillips Highway next to Tesla, or find them at PellaJacks.com. That's Pella Windows and Doors at PellaJacks.com.
I love the fall in Jacksonville. You know what else is absolutely out of this world? The fall over at the Blue Crab Crab House. Sit out on that deck, enjoy the best Bloody Marys in town. Absolutely a staple right here throughout the city. Located on Julington Creek Road in San Jose, the best seafood, crabs, oysters, it does not matter. Locally owned and operated going back to 1996. I'm talking about the Blue Crab Crab House, located on Julington Creek Road in San Jose.
My name is Janice. I'm a client of Brett Hastings. Brett is the most brilliant, diligent, hardworking attorney I have ever met. He is truly dedicated to his clients and fights for them to the very end. Brett fought hard to win a large personal injury lawsuit for me. They are the very best legal team I have ever met. I would hire them again in a heartbeat.
Learn more at justiceforjacksonville.com. Law offices of Brett Hastings, where the injured find justice.
In 1919, my great-grandfather founded Catlin as a Studebaker dealership, and now we're the oldest truck accessory store in the U.S. This is Keith Catlin, and I'm proud to be the fourth-generation owner. If you need anything for your truck, van, or SUV, come see us. From Lear toppers to rolling lot bed covers to trailer hitches and everything in between. Let us take care of all your accessory needs. Quality count at Catlin.
Who can you count on? Count on Catlin.
This 1010XL 92.5 FM hour is powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 904-600-4000. That's 904-600-4000.
We're looking for somebody that can win national championships. I don't have an explicit set of criteria other than that. And I'm going to look at every option I can find. We're going to win. We're going to get back to the standard of Florida State University football. That's what's going to happen.
China Grove, pretty good concert song, by the way. These concert songs go, pretty good one. Doobie Brothers on Old Rock Thursdays. They were in town or in the area last night at the AMP in St. Aug. The comment you heard a moment ago was David Coburn at the FSU press conference to talk about the job. I want to stay on this just for a second, because you got talking about the job, and I agree with you. All right, if you're a football coach, if you're one of us, football coach, every coach is from somewhere. Now, the geography doesn't matter to everybody, but everybody's from somewhere, right?
I always heard all coaches are from the cradle of coaches.
Yeah, I guess. Well, everybody except for them, I guess. But every coach is from somewhere, right? If all 129, 130 jobs were open, okay, and are going to come open, and you could have, I want you to list in order the jobs, how you rank them off the top. You give me 5, 10 deep, whatever. If you could have any job. Rick Ballou and I used to do this all the time, and Ballou hates cold weather, so he always said Southern School. That was kind of his thing. Not everybody's the same. What about you? In order.
Florida would be first for me. I would then go LSU. It gets tough from there. I mean, there's a lot of great jobs. I don't know where, part of that is where would I want to live?
Yeah.
And I've always lived here, so I'm one of these like Jacksonville is the best thing in the world.
Yeah.
And
which it is, by the way.
Yeah. So
I totally agree.
I'm not overly worldly. So like the idea of living in like Alabama, like to me, doesn't sound overly appealing.
Right.
Louisiana, like LSU and being close to New Orleans, and like I probably would like that. I have no interest in living in California. So for me, it's more, I kind of feel like I'm taking this probably a little too to heart than what you're asking.
Yeah, no, but I kind of like it.
Haze flavor on the question.
No, that's how I asked you. But here's how I'd answer it. Florida first for me because I'm a Florida guy, okay? Alabama second because of the money you would make, all the attention you would get, all the resources you would have, how important it is to your fans. So Florida 1, Alabama 2 for me, LSU 3 for me because of all the same stuff, and I'm still in warm weather. Probably...
Where's Georgia?
Georgia's high. Georgia's high on that list.
Texas has to be somewhere on this
I
list,
think
too.
probably Ohio State 4th for me.
Columbus before Austin?
Yeah, because I think they can be better.
Okay.
I think they can be better. I think they have a better pocket to the Florida kids for whatever reason.
I'm taking Texas and Matthew McConaughey all day.
Good call. So I'm probably going Florida for me, Alabama, LSU, Ohio State, Georgia. Georgia's up there. Texas, because of all the same reasons. Oklahoma doesn't appeal to me as much. I don't know why Texas wouldn't, Oklahoma wouldn't.
Well, if you're going to take Georgia, so Florida State's got to be high up on your list, too.
It is, but I don't think Florida State is yet as committed from a resource standpoint and from a revenue standpoint. Remember, they still don't have the well-heeled boosters that Georgia has. Not yet. So, but yes, I think that's what's kind of what the whole point of the topic is. When would I land in Tallahassee if it was me? So what I have, Georgia 5th or 6th, Texas.
The best person really to ask would be Gibby because Gibby doesn't have any of the Like I say I take the Georgia job, and the next thing I know, my dad is disowned me.
Yeah, right. But no, I hear you.
Well, I just go off of what Spurrier said a couple years ago. He was asked something along these lines, and he said Georgia might be the best job in the country because of how you can recruit. He said something like, if you get it right there, you could have the best job in the country.
Yeah, I don't debate that. I think Georgia's very high on that list. I would say. Again, for me...
20 years ago, would Miami be on your list?
Miami, everybody, 30 years ago,
30 years ago?
Yeah, it would have, not for very long, because coaches kept leaving there.
Okay,
they all
recruiting South Beach.
Yeah, they all did the same. No, I hear you. But they all did the same thing. They got the job. They won a national title. They went to the administration and said, build me a stadium. They said, no, we don't have any money. Give me a plane. No, we don't have any money. Give me a practice facility. No, we don't have any money. And they went to the NFL. They all did the same thing. It was the same. Erickson went. Schnellenberger went to the USFL. Jimmy went to the NFL. Erickson went to the NFL. They all did the same thing. No, you can't have. Well, Alabama has. Sorry, we don't have the money. Alabama. Sorry, I'm going to the NFL. So that's probably why not. But anyway, back to the point. If I get Georgia 6, FSU's probably right there for me. Probably 7 or 8 of all the jobs. But USC, I'm not a West Coast guy. The only job I'd want out there would be USC, where I think you have the resources and the ability to compete.
Not Stanford?
No, I don't think you can compete at Stanford.
What about Notre Dame? Nobody's mentioned Notre Dame.
Great call.
Granted, it's in Indiana.
I have now...
And we're 3 Floridians.
No, I've now convinced myself... No, I mean, Ohio State was 4th for me. It's pretty cold there, too. But I think the resources, the commitment, how much it matters to people, everybody in that dang state, it matters to all of them, man. I mean, if you live in that state, you're probably a Buckeye fan. You know that? There's nobody else.
Yeah, I don't think it's probably.
Yeah, you are. So then that's why. So even though there's a bunch of Auburn fans, I know how it means to Alabama. If you live in Louisiana, you're an LSU fan. Okay, so which is why if I was neutral, those would probably be ahead of Florida. but I'm just not neutral. But the point is, FSU right there. You're around the players, and Gibby's points about Georgia is great because you're also right there next to Atlanta. So you got all those players. But there's more players in Florida than Georgia. So FSU, you're around the players. You're also around the Alabama. There's a bunch of players in Alabama and Mississippi too now. And you're around all those guys. You have less resistance, yet you have great tradition. It's hard to combine that. It's hard to combine less resistance and tradition. Usually if you have great tradition, you also have the resistance, right? I mean, Ohio State's got tradition, but they got Michigan and whoever. Alabama's got great tradition, but they've got to play LSU and Georgia and Florida, whoever. FSU's got great tradition. Don't kid yourself. It's legit. It's yet you don't have great resistance. So I think Clemson would probably be behind that list for me, but I think FSU 7th or 8th. I'm not saying it's the 7th or 8th best job in the country, but for me, what about you? What's your list?
I'd probably go Alabama 1, LSU 2, Florida 3, Texas 4. I would not want to live in Columbus, Ohio. I know it should be on the list, but I wouldn't want to live there.
You're just Blue would answer it the same way.
Yeah.
The weather.
And I would live in California, even though the taxes are incredibly
When would you get to
high.
FSU?
Probably 10.
Where would you, if your dad's not going to disown you, when would you get to on that list? When would you get to FSU?
Well, I think in terms of a job, I think it's top 10.
Top 10.
I would never. I would I'll greet people at Walmart.
I love the fact that you can't answer it. Hayes can't go there. Hey, he goes, where would he go? He goes, well, it's a job. No, well, it's a job. I love the fact that you can't answer it. But the point is, nobody talks about it as a top 10 job, but it is. That's the whole point of the segment. It is a top 10 job. And I don't think anybody, so we'll see what
It's hard right now because Jimbo Fisher left that job to go to a worse job in theory when it comes to football.
We're going to talk a little hardball after this. Stay with us.
The Frangie Show, live from the law offices of Brett Hastings' studio on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Hi, folks. It's Frank Frangie. Start your college football weekend with Hayes Carline, Lauren Brooks, and me every Saturday morning at 11:30 on CW17 for Saturday Morning Rush. We'll discuss the Gators, Noles, Dogs, and more. Watch The Rush Saturday mornings at 11:30 on CW17.
Peace of mind. It's one of the most important things we can have, and sometimes the most elusive. I'm Mark Anajar from the law office of Anajar and Levine. Falls can be embarrassing. Your first reaction might be to get up, but always make sure to check yourself for any injuries. Examine your surroundings to see what caused you to fall. Take pictures if possible, and call the manager to make a formal report. If you've been injured in a slip and fall accident, call the law offices of Anajar and Levine at 904-600-4000. That's 904-600-4000.
Office in Jacksonville.
Marine Max Jacksonville Beach and Grady White Boats are both ready to get you on the water today. Grady White is celebrating 60 years of providing the ultimate boat ownership experience. Whether you are a hardcore fisherman or just want to enjoy cruising Northeast Florida waters, Grady White has 27 models from 18 to 45 feet to choose from. Visit Marine Max Jacksonville Beach, marinemax.com/Jacksonville.
Come see the new showroom and new displays at the Kitchen and Flooring Design Center, located on Southside Boulevard across from Tinseltown. The friendly, experienced group of interior designers will help you transform your home. They specialize in kitchen design, bath design, and closet design. The Kitchen and Flooring Design Center is used by many builders, home remodelers, and assisted living communities in Jacksonville. Plus, you'll find brands like Timberlake, Doll Tile, Mohawk, Craftmade, Cambria, Legacy, and tons more. Head to floorsandkitchen.com or stop by the Kitchen and Flooring Design Center today.
They say time is money, and at Claude Nolan Cadillac, we respect your time and strive to make your every visit a pleasure. Serving Jacksonville since 1905, Claude Nolan Cadillac owners come back again and again. Why? Because you're not just a customer. You are a part of the family. And now, save money on a large inventory of 2019 select models of XT4s and XT5s, starting at $339 per month. Visit Claude Nolan on Southside Boulevard, or go to ClaudeNolanCadillac.com. Beginning lasting relationships since 1905. See dealer for details.
Leon Searcy here, and my good friends over at R&R Tire Express want you to fall in love with your ride all over again, just like I did, with a new set of custom wheels and tires. How? It's easy to go to 1010XL.com/R&R Tire Express wheel and tire giveaway. Register for your chance to win a $2,000 R&R tire and wheel package. R&R Tire Express hooked me up, and I'm loving my ride all over again. And you can too. Just hit up 1010XL.com/R&R Tire Express Wheel and Tire Giveaway and register today.
Welcome to More Than Enough Reason with Geico. You're eating spicy food and start to get that prickly feeling on your tongue.
Oh, this has a kick.
You have more than enough reason to pump the brakes. But no, nothing's gonna hold you back now.
This is good. A little hot, but good.
You've also got more than enough reason to switch to Geico. Because with Geico, you've got the ability to reach an agent for help 24/7. Unlike your ability to get more water at this restaurant.
Yeah, you can just leave the pitcher this time.
And even though you regret overlooking the 4 little peppers next to your dish on the menu, you'll never feel overlooked with Geico. Because they're available 24/7. Maybe that's why they've got a 97% customer satisfaction rating.
Oh, wow.
So, while you're trying to look composed with a mouthful of ice cubes as you fan yourself with the drink menu, you can feel relieved knowing Geico helps with homeowners and renters insurance through the Geico Insurance Agency, too. At least, once you can feel your lips again.
Geico. More reasons than ever to switch today.
The best of XL Primetime Replay is brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists, helping you be the best when you play.
They're asking Nick Foles, with basically no margin for error in the next 2 games, to come in and go on the road to Indy and win, go on the road to Tennessee and win, probably go on the road to Oakland and have to win. That's ridiculous if you think about it that way.
I don't like your interpretation of reality.
Jason Aldean, we back tour 2020. We back in the speakers. Saturday, February 1st, Five-Star Veterans Memorial Arena with Morgan Wallen. I'ma need some whiskey glasses. And Riley Green, ACM Artist of the Decade, Jason Aldean. Let's get this thing started. It's my kind of party. Tickets on sale Friday, November 15th at 10 a.m. online at Ticketmaster.com.
When you're buying or selling commercial real estate, you want the best rate of return. Closing costs can affect your purchase or sale. That's why Pantheon Realty Group's special offer gives back to you. Buying or selling, they'll partner with you by allocating up to 20% of their brokerage fees to help pay for your closing costs. This is a unique and special offer, so visit PantheonRealtyGroup.com for the details or call today at 410-0313. Pantheon Realty Group.
Why are you smiling? Dreams come true under the Friday Night Lights.
Because I love football.
Recap this week's high school football games and hear from the winning coaches. The Southeast Orthopedic Specialist Friday Night Lights. Friday Night Lights on 1010XL.
Your local cap dealer, Ring Power, has the equipment you need when you need it, daily, weekly, or monthly. Call Ring Power at 904-295-1062 or visit catrentalstore.com.
Dave Binion here, owner of Zero Res. I just love this time of year when we take the time to reflect on all the good things that God has given us, like our families, friends, homes, and this great land in which we live. I am so grateful for you, the good people of Jacksonville. Thank you. With the holidays upon us, it's time to get your carpets and tile, upholstery, and area rugs cleaned and ready for family and friends. Our schedule is filling up fast, so call us today. Right now, get your carpets cleaned for only $43 a room. Zero Res, spelled forward or backwards, it's the right way to clean.
This 1010XL 92.5 FM hour is powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 904-600-4000. That's 904-600-4000.
It's an old rock Thursday. Music the way it should be, or at least used to be, on The Frangie Show.
Hey, we're glad you're with us. We continue along. Let's head out to Orange Park and say hello to our pal, Joe Ross from the Orange Park Kennel Club. Hello, Joe.
I am so glad you switched me from Friday to Thursday. I got Old Rock Thursday to Doobie Brothers. Nothing better than that.
How good is
How
that,
do you guys
Joe?
do it week after week?
We're bonding, Joe. This is a bonding moment for you with our program.
Love it.
What
That's
that is.
That's a great tune. Jesus is more than all right, I guess,
Yeah,
right?
Exactly right. It's a great song.
Okay, I got 2 quick questions about sports before we dive into Orange Park stuff.
You got it.
Jacksonville, Best Bet Jacksonville stuff. High school playoffs. Well, my team's undefeated. They got to drive 4.5 hours. What's that all about?
Is that Fleming Island?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How does that work out?
Hayes knows that stuff way better than I do. Is it a regional thing?
Yeah, and that's not completely atypical. I mean, you will occasionally have a long road trip. There have been schools that in the first round have to go out to like Pensacola.
Yeah,
which is
it's wacko. I'm like sitting there going, boy, talk about a home field advantage, sitting on the bus for 4 hours and they have to play.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's tough, but I think Fleming Island can handle it, and come back with a victory.
You know this Niceville team, huh?
They've got a rich tradition, but I like Fleming Island.
Kenny
in the game.
Felder. That's all I know.
I'm glad to hear that.
So there you go. So
secondly, what is the Jags management going to do with quarterbacks here?
I think
historically in the NFL, you don't keep a potential starter on the bench.
Think about it. Yeah, you do. There's a lot. I mean, Jimmy Garoppolo waited his turn. Jacoby Brissett waited his turn. Aaron Rodgers waited 4 years. You wait. I think.
I'd like to see that because
I think that's
a great option to have a guy like Minshew sit on the bench.
I'd be very surprised if either one of those guys aren't on the team for the next 3 or 4 years.
Oh,
Hayes?
That's good news because
certainly Minshew.
Great to watch.
I'd be very surprised if they're not both on the team for a few years. I really would.
That's good news. Glad to hear it.
Right, so what's going
guys,
on
tonight we got Second Chance Drawings. Friday, the Twin Try will be forced out. And have any questions about Greyhounds, poker, simulcast, or dining? Frank's always at the Wagering Help Desk Friday and Saturday. Looking for a great pet? We just had our Grounds' Pets Day on Sunday. It was very successful. Give Shirley a call. Grounds do make great pets. 388-6034. Saturdays, we got Dime Super Wagering on the Orange Park Grounds, afternoon or evening. Poker Room, Sunday through Thursday, 10 a.m. and 4 a.m. Friday and Saturday, we're always open. Spread all games, limits, and tournaments too. Don't forget to hit up our website, bestbetjacks.com. Can you guys bring us home a victory this weekend?
I'm going to do that. We got it, Joe. Thanks, brother.
You guys have a safe trip, and thanks for the conversation.
Joe Ross checking in from the Best Bet Orange Park. Gibby, this Houston Astros thing, it's really bad. I mean, this is worse than Spygate. This is bad stuff. This is Deflategate. I think it's worse than both of them.
I do too. I think they were caught red-handed cheating during a game in which a season that they won a championship, and I don't know how you get much worse than that from a standpoint of catching a team doing something like that. And I think it's going to be a big fine. I think they'll take away some of their international pool money, Frank, and they might take away a draft pick. We talked about this off the air. You and I both agree. I would take away their first pick.
I would too. You have so much pool money to sign international players. You don't draft them. You just go pay for them. And Hayes, you pay for the right. You pay for the right to talk to them, and then you pay money to sign them. So there's two ways. You pay for the right to get in line to negotiate first, and then you pay them, and it all comes out of your pool money. And you have draft picks. I would take away pool money. I would take away their first overall pick or their first pick, and I would fine them 7 figures. Hayes, when is the time to start taking away victories? Now colleges do it all the time. When does the pro team ever do that?
Yeah, I don't think the pro team will do that. I don't think they should do that. I don't think they should vacate the World Series that they won. But in terms of punishment, I think everything you guys have laid out is fair, and they should have to pay significant reparations for this. I would also ask, we have seen Sean Payton suspended for Bountygate. This would seem to be warranted for for a suspension of manager, general manager. Is that something that you think Rob Manfred will go after here?
That's a great question.
I do.
Do you, Gibby?
Well,
He knew it was going on.
He had to have known.
He had to have.
Had everybody.
Not
in the
only did he
organization
have to know, it was probably his idea.
Well, what it is, it's systematic cheating. I mean, this is a system that they put in place to cheat. That's what they did. And there's a report out today that just came out an hour ago. Jeff Passan from ESPN said the punishment for the Astros could be unlike anything we've seen in sports history, and I think it should be.
See, that's it. Could be it. I'm telling you. Could be unlike anything we've seen in sports history. I'm telling you. This could be they could make them fire. They could give lifetime suspensions to the what if you got that, Hayes? Lifetime suspension for the GM and the manager. Lifetime, or 10 years. I mean, I'm telling you, I would not be. This is a bad thing.
If you're an Astros fan, would you rather relinquish the World Series championship than have your general manager suspended going forward?
Well, here's the thing with relinquishing the championship. Everybody will know you won it.
Right. That's what I mean. As a fan, it's like, okay, so you take it away.
We really did win it
nominally, but I want my players in draft pick.
What if you had to lose players? What if they lost Altuve, Springer, and Correa? How about that? What if they said George Springer and Bregman couldn't play for the Astros anymore?
That would be wild.
Now they're not doing that because there's contractually. But how about that? Okay, you cheated. You Springer and Bregman are going to go into a draft, and one of the other 29 teams are going to wind up with them. Crazy, but with that, you talk about stinging you. Now there's your stinging.
Right. I would think that it will be more along the lines of you destroy the architects of the franchise. So A.J. Hinch, I would say year-long suspension would be warranted. I don't know about ending his career, but I would say a year-long suspension would be warranted. I would say if you wanted to look at their front office, and I would think that it was A.J. Hinch's idea. So I would say in terms of a suspension, I think it would be directed at the manager, and I think the front office would pay more with the taking away of the resources, the international money, the draft picks, and obviously the owner will get the fine. But I mean, I'm surprised. I haven't locked in on everything that's been written about this, but it doesn't feel like A.J. Hinch has been made out to be a villain here, whereas Bill Belichick and Sean Payton got just destroyed for their roles. And I'm not saying that they shouldn't have gotten destroyed, but are you surprised that A.J. Hinch is people have forgotten that he's the manager through all this?
I think good call, and I think that's coming. So I just think this story is still unfolding. I think that's going to happen. By the way, let me put this in perspective for you. The Patriots were hit for spy. Explain what Spygate was, because it wasn't during that game. Explain what Spygate is.
Yeah, they taped walkthroughs, right? Wasn't that what it was?
That's what it was, yeah.
They recorded walkthroughs, okay? They recorded teams going through practice and what they do, okay? You with me? This is the equivalent as if in your home game you had their communication and you could spy on their play calling. Imagine if the Colts came in and when Peyton Manning called red right 38 fake blast why go, you heard that and you could relay it to your players. That's what this is. This is intercepting the play, and how big would that fine be?
I feel like in football, you would know, so the opposing coach would know so fast that they have the plays. Somehow, some way, they know exactly what we're about to do. They're changing their formations. I feel like it would be found out so quickly. Yet in baseball, obviously,
but Hayes made a great point earlier. They had to somehow know. If they didn't change the audio signal, if it was just a bell or a gong the whole time, because in that thing that John Boy guy puts out there, you could tell the Yankees pitcher picks it up pretty quick. Did you see that thing?
I haven't watched it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the Yankee pitcher figures it out, calls time. The catcher comes out. They change the signals. It was Evan Gattis was the batter, the former Brave. So then they throw the changeup that he'd been fouling off. Well, they changed the signal for it. He missed it. Did you see it, Gibby?
I did.
He missed it by a foot.
And here's the other thing real quick about this. Alex Cora, who's the Red Sox manager, he's implicated in this because he was the Astros bench coach in 2017.
How about that?
That's a big deal that's come out today. And look, they were caught for what they did in 2017. Who's to say they haven't been doing this for years?
And the other thing, too, just real quick, is it might be selective. In other words, it might not be every single time. It might be when they've got runners in scoring position. To your point about the Patriots, it could have been when it's, a certain point in the game on a certain call, 3rd and 12, okay, what do we have here? So I doubt they probably weren't doing it for every single hitter. They were probably doing it when they felt like they needed it, would be my guess. But I don't see how A.J. Hinch manages next year. And if you want to exile him from the game, fine. But I would think at least a year suspension.
We'll take a break. When should you fire a coach? Is there any time that's too soon? We'll discuss it after this.
The Frangie Show, live from the law offices of Brett Hastings' studio on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Injuries affect your roster.
Oh, yeah, the injured hamstring.
And they can affect the way the game is coached and played.
It's a different dynamic when he's in the game.
Listen for the personal injury attorneys Farah and Farah Injury Update on 1010XL.
When you hear Honda, you automatically think safety, value, reliability. Now think sale. Big discounts and low interest rates. This is it, our last sale of the year. Don't miss it.
Hey, Hicken here. For 30 years, American Transmission has been Jacksonville's go-to for all of your automotive repair needs. They are the transmission experts, but they also have a complete department of certified master technicians. They can diagnose and repair any car, truck, SUV, or fleet vehicle. If you have any automotive repair needs, American Transmission, 2 locations, 5337 Beach Boulevard or 13750 Atlantic Boulevard. Call them today, 396-3766. That's 396-3766 for a free estimate.
This is Dr. Kevin Murphy. Thanks to the coaches and the schools who believe in our team at Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
This is head coach Ferland Dormery of Trinity Christian Academy High School. Our athletic program selected Southeast Orthopedic Specialists to work with our state championship football team and will continue to use them. We recommend Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Relieve pain and get back to life. Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Diamonds Direct's breaking all the rules this weekend with the biggest and final sale of the year. 3 days of extra savings store-wide. Your final chance before the holidays to save an extra 20% and more on virtually everything. Rings, earrings, pendants, bands, colored gemstones, huge savings across the board. And the selection is like double, with entire designer lines flown in for this. The biggest pre-holiday sale all year, with nothing held back. Special financing too. This Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Only at Diamonds Direct.
Off Town Center Parkway, just left of the Hyatt.
Southeast Orthopedic Specialists helps you be the best when you play and brings you
the best of Into the Night Replay.
I really like the Jaguars' chances here, but this is a scenario where they have to get out early. They have to take the tempo of this football game. This team has trailed in 8 out of 9 games. This team has been behind as early as the first quarter in 7 out of 9 games.
DivorceMenOnly.com. This is Kenny Lay of Kenny Lay & Associates. Our firm specializes in representing men in family law. That's all we do. That's our only focus. We can help with all of your family law needs, such as divorce, custody, alimony, and child support. For over a decade, we have helped thousands of men with these types of issues. We even have an appellate division ready to challenge a judge's ruling. If you need a family law attorney, go to DivorceMenOnly.com. DivorceMenOnly.com. Offices, Jacksonville.
Georgia Bulldog football. Hear the Dogs fight for the SEC East.
Brought to you by Meineke Car Care
And the Bailey Group. Catch live play-by-play action on 1010XL.
My husband has to wear a suit and tie to work every day, and that collared shirt would rub up against his neck and just cause such irritation. Now he's not dealing with any of that anymore. Can you relate, guys? Laser hair removal was the answer for him. It was the answer for me as a woman, but yeah, guys do this all of the time because think about it. We all have embarrassing, unwanted hair. Everybody's looking for that more permanent solution to getting rid of embarrassing, unwanted hair for good. You are too, right? Well, November is the month to feel grateful with Thanksgiving just around the corner. And before the holiday madness begins, Ideal Image Med Spa wants you to take care of yourself. You deserve it. Why wax or shave when you have to keep doing it over and over again? Like I said, a more permanent solution. It's awesome. Call for your private complimentary consultation, 904-652-0652. That's 904-652-0652. Located at the Markets at Town Center, US 17, just south of Orange Park on Fleming Island, and St. Augustine in Diane's Marketplace. Medical Director, Dr. Holly Hickman, and IdealImage.com.
Hey, it's Tony from Tony D's Pizza. If you love our pizza and pasta dishes, let us cater an event for you. Family function or office parties, we can deliver you an amazing Italian meal. Remember, it's not just pizza at Tony D's. Bay Meadows in $2.95.
All offers are with approved credit and out of conjunction. See dealer for complete details.
We're out to be number one, numero uno. And we won't be happy unless you're happy with the great deal you're going to get during our Black Friday sales event at Jacksonville Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram Arlington. Check out our inventory at number1cjd.com. Take advantage of Employee Pricing Plus. It's here now at Jacksonville Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram Arlington, 9600 Atlantic Boulevard.
Roll in, roll out, roll away with a great deal from Gate. Right now, enjoy any 2 Tornado Roller Grill items in your favorite flavors and any size Best Bean Coffee for only $3. Try fan favorites like the Sausage, Egg, and Cheese Tornadoes paired with the bold, rich flavor of Best Bean Coffee for a breakfast that's sure to get you rolling. But hurry in, offer ends January 1st. Gate, serving up more.
This 1010XL 92.5 FM hour is powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 904-600-4000. That's 904-600-4000.
It's an old rock Thursday. Music the way it should be, or at least used to be, on The Frangie Show.
Little South City Midnight Lady by the Doobie Brothers for you on this Stanley Pools Thursday.
One of my 5 favorite songs of all time.
Really?
Ever written.
I feel bad talking over it, but that is my job at this point because it's time to bring you What Floored Us, brought to you by the Kitchen and Flooring Design Center located on Southside Boulevard across from Tinseltown. Floors, kitchen, bathrooms, even closets. Head to floorsannkitchen.com and you will love our friends from the Kitchen and Flooring Design Center. Notre Dame's sellout streak expected to end this Saturday against Navy after 273 consecutive sellouts. It is, of course, the second longest active streak. Everyone knows Nebraska, with 373, has the longest streak of sellouts. But basically, in reading about it, it's because Notre Dame has 3 home games in the month of November, and they kind of expected for the crowds to tail off. But I've been to a game in South Bend at Notre Dame Stadium. Have y'all, Frank, you have, right?
I've been to 2 or 3.
Hayes, have you?
I have not.
I've been to 3.
It's so incredibly different than the SEC, Notre Dame is. From the fact that they have no video boards to the way that, the uniforms are, to the end zones, like there's nothing it feels like you're stepping back into the 1950s, but it's awesome. And certainly they should be applauded for that many sellout games. All right, speaking of that Navy-Notre Dame game, it is the first time that both teams are ranked in the top 25 since 1978. Fun trivia question for you. Who was the quarterback of Notre Dame in 1978 when Notre Dame beat Navy? Notre Dame was ranked 15th. Navy was 11th.
78?
Yep. Who was the quarterback for Notre Dame?
I have a guess, but I'll let.
That would be before Montana, right? Or was it Montana?
I would have guessed Montana.
It is Montana.
Yep.
Okay,
So you
okay.
got it right. I wasn't giving you anything hard.
Okay, yeah.
But I did find that interesting that that was the last time that both teams are ranked in the top 25.
How about that? Freddie Kitchens, did he be fired?
Yes.
Man, that's fast, isn't it?
It is, but it was,
he's been disastrous.
Yeah, it was a mistake. And they thought they were catching lightning in a bottle, and they weren't. And again, that's a job, Cleveland historically has not been all that attractive, but I do think it's a job that would appeal. Is that the job that would Urban Meyer take Cleveland over USC? I wouldn't be shocked if he did. Cleveland's ownership isn't great, but there's no arguing about the talent. So, and I think a lot of coaches, I think, would believe in Baker Mayfield that this is more Freddie Kitchens than it is on Baker Mayfield. So I would fire him. I with the talent they have, they should be better than 3-6.
No offense to Gus Bradley, but I think he's a really good example of why you should fire coaches sooner than we've seen in the past. Yeah, if the team, granted, his team wasn't nearly as talented as this Browns team, but still, if you feel like it's a losing culture, you get him out of there.
Yeah, 1 year's fast, boy. And look, Willie Taggart got fired 19 games in. Is that what it was? 21 games in. That's fast. That's awfully fast. But apparently this guy's a disaster. Apparently they got it wrong. They're pretty convinced they got this one wrong. I also think part of it is the Browns were too overhyped. They weren't ever going to be that good. People that I know, football people, Prisco among them, I think we all felt that way. I know you and I. The Browns weren't winning 12 games, whatever people were projecting. That wasn't ever happening. Baker Mayfield's a good player. He's going to be a fun player to watch. He'll get better. And obviously the receivers are off the chart. But that's about it. You can have a young quarterback, a nice young running back in Chubb, 2 good receivers. You're not the Patriots. You don't put 4, right? You don't have 4 guys and all of a sudden you're the Patriots. I think when I see the Browns, honestly, Hayes, I think it's more about people were way off on the projection more than just how they've been run.
I think it's also just how they have played. So I think that's a part of it. They just, I don't think they have been sharp at really any point. And, they do have Myles Garrett, who, is in the running for Defensive Player of the Year. So I think they have a talented roster. Can you argue that, they didn't do enough on the offensive line? Okay, sure. But I don't think there's that many teams in the NFL that would look at Cleveland and say, yeah, we're good. We're not trading our talent for theirs. And 3-6 isn't awful. But, again, it's a 3-6 in which the Steelers don't have Roethlisberger, and you're somehow 2 games behind them. That right there should get him fired. Ben Roethlisberger is on injured reserve, and the Steelers are 2 games up on Cleveland.
Great point.
And again, a lot of this is if Freddie Kitchens had kind of worked his way up and had some experience, then maybe you would sit here and say, nah, give him some time. He's but it was such a just rash hire. It was basically somebody who hadn't even been a coordinator that, it just felt like a panicked hire, or not panicked, but giving him too much credit than what he should have received. And their season obviously is, they pretty much have to win out. They're 3-6. They still play the Steelers twice, and they play the Ravens. I don't think it's gonna, he might be able to pull them to 7-9 or something like that. But I think a much more accomplished coach would be interested in the job. And again, that's for me, that's always part of, should I fire the guy? Well, who can I go get? If I don't feel like my job's all that attractive, like if I'm Cincinnati, I'm not going to fire Zach Taylor because my job is terrible right now. So I'm better off giving Zach Taylor a second year, even though he hasn't won a game yet. Cleveland's different. Cleveland has talent. They should be better. And you're blowing, the rookie window, the contract that Baker Mayfield has. There's a lot of pressure on these teams. When you hit on quarterback, that's great, but you better win while they're on that rookie deal, because once they get to that second deal, and again, we're talking about a player that is struggling right now, I understand that, but if Baker Mayfield is more the player that broke the rookie touchdown record, then eventually he's going to get paid. You got to win while they're on that rookie deal. That's why this year is so critical for the Texans, because Deshaun Watson's getting ready to get a huge paycheck.
We're going to take a break. When we come back, let's get it back to Jaguars football. You're going to hear from Unique Ngakoue, Brandon Linder. We'll talk about Jags and Colts. Stay with us.
The Frangie Show, live from the law offices of Brett Hastings' studio on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Hey, sports fans, this is Hayes Carline from MyBookie.ag. Are you ready to turn all your sports knowledge into cash? Then it's time to bet, win, and get paid at MyBookie.ag. MyBookie has tons of football odds, but also has you covered on the NBA and college basketball and can handle any parlay you can think of to win big. MyBookie has the Steelers as a 3-point underdog at the Browns tonight. The Jaguars are getting 3 points at the Colts on Sunday. In college football, the Gators are a 7-point favorite at Missouri on Saturday. Georgia is a 3-point favorite at Auburn. If you join right now, MyBookie will match your deposit halfway, up to $1,000. That means if you deposit $2,000, you will get an extra $1,000 in free money to play. Just use promo code RADIO to activate the offer. Once again, that's promo code RADIO to take advantage of MyBookie's generous sign-up offer. You play, you win, you get paid at MyBookie.ag. And don't forget, use promo code RADIO.
Turn up the heat on the Duval Honda hot seat. Buckle up with the inside stuff when players and NFL experts join Jaguars today from 10 to noon on 1010XL. Duval Honda. We deliver on price and service. We deliver to you. The closest Duval dealer is in your driveway.
You've been injured in a car accident, and the insurance company denies your medical bills, denies to pay your lost wages, and won't repair your car. Then it's time to fight back. Time to call Farah and Farah at 396-5555. Jacksonville.
How tough is the new 2019 Crewmax Toyota truck? Well, it's tough enough for Ernie Palmer Toyota and 1010XL to give one away this fall. Fact is, Ernie Palmer Toyota now has your toughest and coolest Tundras, Tacomas, Highlanders, and Sequoias just sitting around waiting for you to drive. So visit Ernie Palmer Toyota today and keep an eye out for the Ernie Palmer Weekly Pick'em Contest this football season on 1010XL.com, where you'll have a chance to win a Crewmax Toyota Tundra, only from Ernie Palmer Toyota. Are you looking to add space, maybe remodel your home or business, or even build a custom home? You need a pro that you can trust. Lloyd's Construction and Consulting is a family-owned company built on honesty, quality, and dedication to the customer's true needs. Experts in residential and commercial construction, with over 30 years of experience, their team makes it easy. So don't start your project without giving the pros at Lloyd's a call. Lloyd's Construction and Consulting.